Today we're going to take a look at a deck that I think is incredibly good, and it's something that I play a lot to have a bit of fun on the Pokemon trading card game. Believe it or not, you can actually have fun playing this one, and that deck is Hisuian Samurott VSTAR. This is a card that I was really hyped for when it was announced a few months before the release of Astral Radiance. Unfortunately, it hasn't quite reached the top tier potential that I thought it might have had, but I still have a lot of fun with this one, and let me talk you through exactly why. Hisuian Samurott is a 270 HP Dark type V-Star Pokemon with the Merciless Blade attack. For 2 Dark Energy, we deal 110 damage, plus if our opponent's active Pokemon already has damage counters on it, then we deal an extra 110 damage. That means that every time our opponent's active Pokemon is damaged, we're dealing 220 damage minimum. That is incredibly good. Add on top a Choice Band or something like that, and we'll be dealing 250 plus whatever damage is already on the board. Now, we also have the ability Mooncleave Star, that is our V-Star ability, which not only activates that attack, but also can put other Pokemon within range of knockouts for later. Mooncleave Star says that you can put 4 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. That means that you can put damage onto a Pokemon that you otherwise wouldn't have been able to knock out, and then take the knockout using Merciless Blade. I really like this, and think that it is one of the most fun ways to play the game at the moment. We also pair it up with a couple of other dark type attackers. Hoopa with the Salt Gate is very good for putting damage onto VMAX Pokemon that have that large 300 to 340 HP range. So 90 damage from a Salt Gate moving from the bench into the active can do that extra damage that you need to take a knockout in the mid to late game. Plus, we also have access to the ever popular Malevolent Charge Moltres. This particular card is so good for getting late game knockouts. What we do is we play this from our hand. When we do, we can attach 2 Dark Energies from our hand to this Pokemon instantly. Then we can utilize the attack Fiery Wrath for 2 Dark and a colorless, does 20 damage plus 50 more for every prize that our opponent has taken. If our opponent has taken 5 prizes, then that means that our Moltres is going to be dealing 270 damage, plus a Choice Belt, plus some of the extra pings from cards like Zigzagoon or Quick Shooting Inteleon, which we play copies of in this list, and you can see how quickly you can get up to those really big knockouts in the late game. We also have access to my favorite card for the old school Pokemon TCG back in 2013, 14, that kind of time. Dark Patch, an incredible card allowing you to accelerate a Dark Energy from the discard pile to one of your benched Dark Pokemon, very similar to Metal Saucer, except of course with the Dark typing. And because of the way that this deck works, we can easily power up any of our attackers in a single turn thanks to that Dark Patch. We can search it out with our Drizziles or our Inteleons in order to get that into our hand, or we can simply draw into it in the late game and get attacking. One last card that we definitely do want to talk about in this deck is Temple of Sinnoh. This card is a very important piece in this particular deck. There are lots of Pokemon that can potentially affect our damage pings with their energy type. Mew VMAX jumps to mind. So we want to turn those energies off so that our Quick Shooting and Zigzagoon pings can deal damage, as well as our Hisuian Samurott V-Star ability. So Temple of Sinnoh, very important. It also means that decks like your classic kind of special energy decks, your Regigigas, your Blissey V, those kind of decks can sometimes struggle if they don't have access to the correct colored energy. Temple of Sinnoh will help us out there. Beyond that, the list is very self-explanatory. It's down in the description if you'd like to copy it and play along whilst you're there. If you could, please consider subscribing. Like the video as well. It's the single most powerful thing that you can do for your favorite YouTuber, so don't do it for me, do it for someone that you actually like. Otherwise, let's jump into a game. We'll see if we can get this Hisuian Samurott deck to work. I hope that we can. I've kind of built it up, haven't I? Time for us to get started here, and a good start we have. Let's quick ball away an Ultra Ball and grab ourselves a Sobble here. I like that. Just double checking that my stuff is all in my deck, and also that my audio is recording, because I have had problems with that over the last couple of days. If you've been watching my recent stuff, then you will know that that has been the case, or at least you'll have implied it. Also, thank you very much for coming past. I have to continue to appreciate you all being here on these videos. Let me ask you this: how do you feel about the new thumbnails? They're very yellow. I kind of like them. I'm gonna see how they go. We're gonna test them out for a while and see if they work. And if they don't, we revert back. And if they do, then we continue on. And this is the thing. We're trying to grow. We're trying to get to that 20,000 subscriber mark now, because then I'll be happy, I guess. Looks like our opponent is playing some sort of Fire Arceus deck here. Not necessarily the most meta deck going around. We've got a decent little hand here. What we might do is we might actually... We've got like a whole bunch of Drizzile in the prizes here. That's a little unfortunate. 2 Drizzile and a Dark Patch. No, the Dark Patch is in hand. What we might do... And hear me out. What we might do is we might Drizzile here, grab ourselves an Energy Search, and then we can discard that Energy Search with our... the energy from the Energy Search with our Ultra Ball, and grab ourselves another Samurott. I don't really want to waste the Dark Patch and the Choice Belt, so if we can get another attacker, that would be absolutely brilliant. So let's grab the Samurott V here. We can attach both of the Choice Belts, play down the Dark Patch, and then research, and hopefully that will get us into our attacker. You'd think if we do manage to find the V-Star, we win this game pretty much. That's annoying. Oh boy, this is a really bad hand actually looking at this. We're going to scoop up this Drizzile again, and then we're going to attach an energy to the benched Samurott. And we very easily could just about, well, not lose this game. We could fall very far behind here. We have not been given a great hand at all. I will play down the Temple of Sinnoh just to turn that double turbo energy off. Maybe force another attachment from our opponent to get an attack this turn. That would be nice. They can always replace the stadium, of course. But we have absolutely whiffed this hand. At least next turn we have access to Drizzile in order to go for an attacker. But we're falling behind, right? We're falling behind if that is the case. Our opponent has attached to their benched Arceus, maybe forgetting that the Temple is in play. That Capture Energy not actually finding a basic Pokemon. Or at least it shouldn't through the Temple. They had the Stadium to replace it as well, so that's a little disappointing. They could have easily done that before playing the Capture Energy, and they'd been able to search something else. And yeah, just a Power Edge. Okay, so maybe we can get out of here. We've got another Temple, so we're going to replace that Magma Basin straight up. And then I think what we're going to do here, we are going to go for the Drizzile, and it might just be a matter of grabbing a Research. I don't necessarily want to leave it up to chance, but we cannot sit here with this hand. I really want to see a better one here, and look at this. This is an incredibly good hand for us. We've got at least 2 Sobbles if we want them. We've got 2 Samurott V-Stars, so we will be able to get a knockout here. We will also be able to play these Sobbles down, just in case our opponent does take a knockout. We can set our board up with other stuff down the line. We'll Moon Cleave Star here into the active, I think. There's no reason for us not to. It's a little disappointing to lose that ability this early, but we do take the first 2 prizes of the game. So that is a good thing, and I'm hoping that we unprize a Drizzile here. At least 1 Drizzile out of the prizes. That's not ideal. That's not ideal. But hey, it's okay. We have energy. We have a supporter. We can't complain. I had a 2 in 6, 1 in 3 chance of finding a Drizzile, and I didn't. And that's okay. I have to just accept it. I have to just accept it. Our opponent has not yet revealed the Fire-type Pokemon that they are playing, although, to be fair, they do have a Flareon deck box, so maybe it's like an Arceus Flareon variant? Something that I'm not necessarily used to seeing. I don't even know what the Flareon does. Flareon VMAX, I think, does something like 50 times the amount of energy that you discard over the top 5 cards, or something similar to that. I think that's what it does. I'll have to wait and see if it ever comes out here. Hopefully it does, because I'd like to kind of have a game, you know. There's the Flareon. Okay, well, it's not the VMAX, but it's the Flareon V, so we do know what we are playing against now. At this stage, we are yet to actually see an Arceus V-Star as well, so maybe this game is not necessarily an ideal one to show off, but you know what? we're gonna put it in anyway, because it's what it is. There's another Flareon. Nice. Setting up the board now. Let's see, did they find the V-Star? If they found the Arceus V-Star here, then this could be very, very awkward. They didn't. So only 130, and now this is definitely a bit of an awkward situation for our opponent, because we have everything that we need. We've got the quick shooting Inteleon off of the top deck, which is incredible, and then we can Marnie and set our board state up a little bit. I do like this. We can Level Ball, go grab ourselves a Zigzagoon. That seems like a good card to have access to at the moment. We'll use the Zigzagoon here, I think, and put 10 damage onto the active Arceus. Then we will quick shooting onto the benched Flareon. I am expecting them to attack with that next. We can Merciless Blade, take 2 prizes on the active, and then next turn we can theoretically deal 40 damage to a Flareon VMAX that comes into the active. There are our Drizziles, by the way. So we had been stymied by not having those. Now we have them. We're hopeful. We are hopeful that our opponent is able to put a VMAX in play, because I would love to see whether we can actually get this knockout here. There is Flareon. It's 100 times. Okay, so we definitely lose this Samurott VSTAR here, but we have another in reserve, which is A-OK. Even if they had managed to knock this one out, then we had the Samurott last turn, we would have been able to keep ourselves going. Marnie, disappointing, to say the very least. Level Ball, though, is good. Radiant Greninja is good. I like Radiant Greninja. It seems like a good card in this deck. Now, the Temple of Sinnoh's in play, which is fine for us, but the issue is, because they have their little tool, their little Flareon tool, Temple of Sinnoh doesn't actually stop anything from happening. That's still providing the extra energy thanks to Max Detonate. So, sorry, what am I talking about? The Double Turbo doesn't need to provide the numbers. Just accept that. Just accept it and move on. Oh, we got Boss, so I'm just going to Boss here. I probably could have just taken a knockout on the active, but going to be lazy and get the Boss's orders. I really like Samurott as an attacker. I know that doesn't necessarily best reflect the way that it plays in real life, so I'm going to play another one, but it's very, very good. It looks like we have paired up against Mew VMAX here. And you might say, Mitch, this should be an auto win, but because of the abilities being turned off by Fusion Strike energy, this deck is not actually as easy to beat as it might have been initially. We will see whether we can get ourselves a win here. I feel comfortable, though, that Samurott should at least be able to put its best foot forward. Also, just as an FYI, I would like to very much express my excitement for Worlds 2022. We've just had the announcement of the official artwork and all of the details that go with that, the Pokemon Center stuff. That is going to be very exciting. I will be at World Championships this year, so if you are heading along to London for Worlds, then I will be there. I need an idea, though, of something easy that I can kind of give out to people, because I feel like this is my opportunity, you know, to give back and meet some people who actually play the game and watch the videos. So if you have any ideas about that, please do give me a comment down below. What do you think I should be doing to engage with people in London? Like, I was kind of thinking we might be able to do a card or something like that, maybe a Sableye card or some description. I'm just going to Marnie into an absolute dead hand here. This is not great. We're just going to pass. Maybe like a Sableye card, maybe I could sign it in silver or gold or something and give that out. But then I need to find like 25 or like 100 Sableye Vs, and I don't know how I'm going to do that. So how many am I going to need to give out? How many people are actually going to want them? I don't know. Anyway, if you've got any better ideas than that, let me know. I'd love to hear about them. And I'd also love to hear, as I mentioned before, about how you feel about my new thumbnails. I think they're pretty sweet. I think they're pretty cool. Yellow is a nice colour. Although I am worried about what's going to happen when I have to put a lightning type Pokemon on the thing, but that's okay. I tried some red text today as well. You know, you clicked on it, so I appreciate it. Alright, we've got Mew VMAX. Our opponent has a 0 card hand, so Genesect is going to be very, very handy here. I'm kind of expecting them to take a knockout on the Samurott and the active, to be honest. If they do that, then we do have ourselves a game, although I will say we don't necessarily have a knockout because we cannot use the ability to knock out this Mew VMAX, right? We can't use it because of the Fusion Strike energy, so we will need to find something here. Maybe it's going to be a Drizzile off of a top deck to get us out of the dead hand. Maybe it's going to be a Tower, a Temple of Sinnoh, sorry, or something like that. We've got a whole bunch of different options that we have available to us. We just kind of have to hope. Just kind of have to hope that it works out. There's a Cramomatic Heads. They've flipped 3 coins this turn and finally managed to get one, so perhaps we will see a Boss's Orders. Although they have already used a Lisa, there are so many, there are so many energies in play now. Oh my word. Oh boy. Oh jeez. Oh boy. Oh, and a Sobble. Okay, this is bad. This is real bad. Okay, friends. We are going to Merciless Blade. There's no point doing anything else here. We can just take a knockout. Hopefully our Samurott doesn't get KO'd. We have to take a prize here. Radiant Greninja, we got ourselves a turn next turn. Okay. So, I'll say this much. We had a really cruisy game 1. That first game we played, we kind of wiped the floor with our opponent. Right here, right now, though, we do have a challenge. Something has gone wrong. There is definitely a chance that we could lose this one, but I will say this much. The cards that we are holding in our hand could, theoretically... Oh my god, they've just flipped double heads on Silane. That's incredible. They could theoretically get us the win. The Moltres might be enough. So we will wait and see. But this is the other side of the coin, right? We're waiting to see the other side of the coin. Can we get a win when things aren't going well for us? This is going to be a very interesting one. They've got 3 Genesects now. 3 Genesects, 2 Mew VMAXs, and an Oricorio. Lots and lots of options for them. They would be looking to take a one-hit knockout on our Hisuian Samurott VSTAR in the active. They can do that with 2 or 3 modifiers, so like Choice Belt, or even access to like their not Electro Powers, Fusion Strike Powers, their Fusion Candies. What are they called? Oh my goodness, why can I not remember them? Oh, the little Pez. It's the little Pez. There's a Choice Belt, by the way. Trekking shoes, okay. Alrighty, it's going to be fine. No Ultra Ball. They don't want the Ultra Ball. They don't want a Thin. They want a Trekking Shoes into Trekking Shoes. Happens so often. Trekking Shoes trying to decide what do they get off of the top here. Do I need that card? Is that card a good card? Elisa Sparkle is not necessarily a good card. Do we see 3rd Trekking Shoes? No, we don't. We see Quick Ball. Okay. I can respect that. I can respect 3rd Quick Ball. Into another Genesect. Wow, it's full on. Okay. Quick Ball into... Oh, they'll probably get rid of the Genesect with the Quick Ball, I assume. Yep, okay, fair enough. Now I'm following along. Now I'm playing the game at home. Alright, here comes another Genesect. 4 more cards. Do they have enough multipliers to get a knockout on this Samurott? At the moment, they just need 1 more. They're doing 210 plus 30. There's the Power Tablet. I told you it was called Power Tablet. I told you. You didn't believe me. So that will actually be a KO on our Hisuian Samurott. And this is a little concerning. We need a pretty big couple of turns here to win this game. It's possible. It's definitely achievable. But we've lost both of our Samurotts. And now we are in the arms of the luck gods to get a knockout on this Mew VMAX. But this is something that we can do. We can achieve it. And a Professor's Research is definitely a card that I like to see. We're going to concealed cards here. I would love to find, like... Okay, well, that wasn't it. But I definitely do like the idea of grabbing a Drizzile here. We don't necessarily have a lot of other cards that we can access right now. Let's think. What can we do? What can we do? We could Training Court, and we could Energy Search. Okay, so this might be our play here. We will Drizzile into the active. We will grab ourselves a Training Court, I think. Actually, no, let's get the Clara. The Clara is even better. Clara does the job for us, right? Because we can Clara, we can do both here, get access to a Samurott and a Hisuian Samurott VSTAR, and then also get access to 2 Dark Energies. Because then we can go into our Moltres, right? So we can throw down the Moltres, we can accelerate these 2 energies, then we can scoop up the Drizzile. I like this. Put the Moltres in the active, play the Sobble back down, and then Drizzile again. And now we go for either the Training Court or the Energy Search. I do like Energy Search. I don't necessarily think that our opponent cares too much about Training Court, but we don't want them to replace it. Now, we could play down the Samurott, but to be honest, I think we're just going to attack here with this Moltres. Well, Fiery Wrath, this will do more than enough to take a knockout on the Mew VMAX. And it means now that, in theory, we can win if our opponent promotes the Mew, which it's realistically their only attacker here. But it's gonna take a lot. Samurott V has an attack. It has a 3 energy attack that can take a knockout on this Mew VMAX. So it's definitely achievable, but we've got a lot that we need to do to try and get there. Luckily, we've got the Samurott, the energy, and a couple of quick balls, plus a research to help us. So we'll see whether we can get there. The best thing about our setup at the moment is that our opponent cannot win the game next turn. If we played the Samurott down, they may have been able to boss and win. So we don't want to do that. We know that we can hold these cards. Mew very rarely plays Marnie or any shuffle cards. Okay, alright. So they've taken the knockout. Let's see if we can come back with a Shadow Slash here. We will see what we can do. I will promote the Drizzile. Boss's Orders doesn't necessarily help us. We can play down the Samurott. We can Quick Ball. We're going to get rid of a Research. We want a Zigzagoon, maybe, just to thin the deck. We don't really need anything else. There's no other attackers that we need. I mean, if we don't attack this turn, then we lose the game. So we may as well just grab out some stuff. What I will do is I will attach this energy to the Samurott now, and then just... Oh, we may as well ping with the Zigzagoon. I don't know what the maths is exactly. We'll just ping on the Oricorio, I guess. 160 times 2 is more than enough, right? We should be able to do this. It's not a problem. Let's research. We need a couple of cards. And to be brutally honest, I think this Inteleon actually gives us the game here. Because we need double Dark Patch. And we win. And we've done it. It's as simple as that. Double Dark Patch. Double Dark Patch into a Hisuian Samurott V. We have the Choice Belt in hand as well. We have the Scoop Up Net in hand as well. All of the cards that we need to get a knockout are here. Shadow Slash for 210 times 2 minus 20 because of the Oricorio. Takes the knockout. Well, came back from nowhere there. So there you have it. Not the most high-tiered deck in the world, but definitely something that you can have a lot of fun with on the ladder. I do almost every day. These people do because they support the channel, and hopefully you enjoyed this enough that you'll click this video, which is, you know, a little bit less meta. Like a bit of Volcarona. What's the worst thing that can happen? Just click it. Give it a click. Go on. Clickety. Click? Click? Am I clicking the... I don't know.